Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Can you see me? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, hello. Well, I haven't seen you guys. It's been, I think it's been, oh my goodness, it's been at least over a week. I'm in my creation space. I've been up to doing a lot. I've been working. I have had released a couple of books in the last week that I have been sitting on for so long. One is a poetry book. One is a short story that I completed many years ago. Anyway, this is Alanda Gregory. What's up? This is Goldie. I have just thought I'll jump on here and just ask a question. My video blog this week. Let me put this right here. My video blog this week. I just want to hang out with you guys and just want to see what's going on. Well, I'm doing a conversation today, and it's been something else. I've been working with a few people doing some amazing work, and I have encountered some things that's been really interesting, and I'm going to touch on a few things. One, the passive aggressiveness. Have you ever encountered, I know in this industry or whatever industry, when it deals with clients and customers, what type of customer do you have challenges with, or clients do you have challenges with? Is it a challenge? We deal with people on a daily basis. If you're in an expert industry like myself, you're a coach or a mentor, you deal with a lot of different types of people. And I just want to know, what type of people are you attracting? Are you getting certain types of people, like as far as, are you getting pleasant people? Are you getting people that are just doing the most? What type of clients are you getting? Have you come across some very interesting characters lately? Well, I have. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to let you know from the work that I've done and the work that I am engaging in. One thing I do know, and I've seen it over the past few years, is mirroring. The people that you attract, it's a mirror. It's coming in your view for a reason. They're coming to you for a reason. You're attracting a certain element for a reason. It's something, and whether you want to acknowledge it or not, you're going to attract certain things at a certain time because it's something that you want to work on. You may want to reach people at a different level. And if you're working with people one-on-one, or you're attracting certain types of people, you have to check in with yourself. Like, what is it exactly that I need to see this? You got to look at it objectively. And yeah, it took me a while to figure this out. Okay. So I have a question. And this is very interesting because I've coached a couple of people in the last month or so that it's a lot. The running tone is this: having the last word. And let me tell you something. I used to be queen of last word. I grew up in a household with a grandmother that, with a grandmother, and that was like a thing because I was an antagonist. And that's probably why I'm a writer. But she would say things like, say something to me, and I'll get smart with her. And she's like, what are you trying to get last word? No. And I say, no, I'm not trying to get last word. Keep it up. I'm not doing anything. That kind of thing, that last word. So here we are moving fast forward. And used to be very passive aggressive. And passive aggressive is this: and you have this overtone of making statements in a condescending manner that you are saying, oh, that's okay. That's all right. I understand. Or you say little things like you apologize, but you're like, well, I do apologize. And this is why I am apologizing and blah, 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 because I'm the bigger person. Passive aggressiveness, that's the having the last word. There's a lot of different things that I can go all day about it. But let me explain something to you. If you're in the expert business or any type of business that you are attracting clientele and you are engaging with someone on a one-on-one basis, or you are delivering something or coaching someone, you have to have an ear to listen, right? So here's my question. What superpower are you losing when you let someone else have their say and their last word without defending yourself? What is this, your superpower? What is your superpower? What are you losing when you don't have last word? Tell me, what are you losing? Feel free to check in, talk. Hey, Nikisha. Hi, Nikisha. Tell me, what are you losing when you don't get to have last word? Please feel free to chime in, say something, check in, say hello. Hello, everybody out there. I know I don't jump on a lot. So right now, as far as getting a lot of followers, I'm not really interested in that, because this is what I've told a lot of people. I coach for the soul. I'm not trying to get 1,000 leads. I'm not trying to make all this money and whatever. The money comes when I'm open and available for it. I'm going to talk about that one day. I'm going to do a session about how not just how the law of attraction works, but how you can align yourself to get the things you desire without running after people, without doing speaking all the time. Because one thing I do, I realize the less talking I do, the more present I am to making the money, receiving, or just being quiet and still, because sometimes you can miss it. And I've said this over and over again. I am a visionary coach. I coach for the soul. Okay, so the question is, what are you losing when you let someone else get the last word? I'm going to say something. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Women are very, very, not just guilty of this, but women especially, we're very passive aggressive. We very much want to get the last word. We want to argue or defend our point. We feel that we're losing a piece of ourselves when we let other people say what they want to say, and we want to say our piece too. There is a saying, and it's always out there: a soft answer turns away wrath. Sometimes, and that's a scripture, sometimes it's not even necessary. Let people say what they got to say and move on. So maybe I'm getting a little bit off of far as business is concerned, because it's really an everyday type of thing. You are so available when you are present to not having the last word. Okay, I got on today because, for one, it's the new moon. This weekend we have a new moon, and this is when you set intentions. You want to set intentions with a clean slate. Basically, there's new things you want in your life. So if you have a certain style of being and who you are, and if it's not conducive to what you're doing, let it go. Set your intentions on high. Okay, so I'm going to ask the question again. What superpower are you losing when you do not get the last word? And there go my mister behind me. He don't realize I'm doing a live broadcast. He's going to walk past again. So who's in the room with me? Hey, Nikisha, what's going on? How are you? Oh, I'm sorry. You answered me 4 times, and now I see you. Who did you... No, you know what? I see now how to do the screen. I forgot to push down on it. I am so sorry, Nikisha. Hey. I looked down. I didn't see anything pop up. I know what I did wrong. There we go. All right. Thank you. So what did you say again? I missed it because someone else was talking and I missed yours. Yeah. Yes, you give up the right to be right. Yes, you're absolutely right. See, I'm over multitasking because I have something else going on. Yes, you give up the right to be right. I get it. And is it necessary to be right? Because sometimes there's 2 views on everything. There's 2 views. You have a view, that person have a view, and they're not budging, you're not budging. You know what? Okay. And what's the prize after it? How does that add to your day? How does that add to you? How does that add to who you are? I'm telling you, I've done this so many times that I felt good about being right, but then being right is not necessarily a resume adder. You can't just slide that on your resume like, I won an argument yesterday. That's part of my credentials. I won an argument. And unless you are a negotiator, that can be one of the things. Like, you are a good negotiator, you can, and that kind of thing. But if that's only in business, because that's when you can defend your need to be right. You're presenting something for someone, you're marketing something. That's one of the things that you can be right in. You can take no for an answer. You can do that because that's negotiation skills. But I'm saying on everyday basis, when you come to talking to someone one-on-one, like yesterday, I put a post up yesterday about single women being friends with married men, and it was a meme. It's out there. I got it from someone else and I posted it, and I got an overwhelming response of a lot of different things. And some people agreed. They had other people that was like, I don't agree. A lot of them that didn't agree were single women. They were, got into their feelings. A lot of this passive aggressive answers that they were giving, and how they disagree, and like, well, men need to stop being friends, and men need to stop doing this. Like, okay, let's give the men a break. We as women have power of our own. We know when to do right and when to do wrong. But we also know that at times we don't care. We just want to do what we want to do. And can't nobody check us on that because we are right. And if we're going to argue that point, no matter what someone else says, we're right. So yes, you give up the need to be right. But is that a superpower? What's your superpower? Is that your superpower? If that's your superpower, how does that win over people? That's pretty much it. Your superpower is how you win people over. Can you win people over being right all the time? You never know who you're going to come across by, just having and engaging in conversation. Are you listening when people are talking? And even though that other person may not be listening to you, are you listening to them? Because someone in that conversation has to hear what's being said. And when you communicate back what you're saying, then the person may be open to hearing you. But if they're not open to hearing you, guess what? You can cut that conversation short, because some people just like to argue. And you can't waste your energy arguing with somebody that likes to argue because you wasted your superpower. And that's what I call it. I call our expertise superpower. Are your superpowers being used? What part of your superpower are you losing when you trying to get the last word? That's pretty much that simple as that. And also, I also wanted to touch on how women, definitely women, how we tend to do things like that. How we have the ability of being passive aggressive, especially with each other. We're catty, we are very catty. We're so catty in the sense that we're like lioness catty. And when I say, that's right, edging God out, ego, edging God out, absolutely. And that's what we are. We have no idea how much of God in us that we can just let it go. God don't argue with us. If you get an idea or you get something and you you try on the fence about doing something you don't have no business doing, and you get that voice saying don't do it, you may try to well, why can't I do it? You want to tone your tongue in your relationship. You can, and you guess what? I'm telling you, I'm the same way. I came down several notches, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna give a quick story as to, you know what? I have killed many deals with my mouth, and I'm telling you, humble pie, do not taste good. It don't even sound good, but damn sure don't taste good. So, man, I can tell you how many times I've been in business 5 years, actually longer than that. And I can tell you how many people I have offended with my mouth. Hey, thank you. Thank you for inviting people. So I can tell you about how many people that I have offended with my speech, with my mouth, with what I say. I'm telling you. And I did it on a I was defending myself. I had put this wall around me that I'm gonna tell you where it all came from. And see, that's why I call myself a visionary coach, because I coach for the soul, right? So I'm telling you, I back in forever when I grew up as a child, the work I had to do as an adult was let some of those conversations go as a child. I was bullied as a kid. I was bullied. Not only was I bullied, I was one of those children. You understand what I'm saying. I was one of those children that my mother cared for me. But she was meticulous about everything. She changed me 3, 4, 5 times. I was a test child. So I was the first kid, so here we are living in Chicago, Inglewood. So you can imagine I had, I was a lot lighter than I am now, long hair, playing the accordion. Yeah. Yeah, you see, and so you know what it's like to have a parent that tested everything with you. You're like the crash dummy for the rest of the kids. So I had this thing that I was right. So it was like they test everything with you, and then when they have the other kids don't even go through half of what you've gone through. So I was bullied as a child. And then what the conversation came up for me as being bullied as a kid and taking that in as an adult. One, in order for people to stop bullying me, I wanted to make friends. I'm a friendly person, always been friendly, but I gave away things. I gave away stuff so you can like me. I was extra generous because I wanted to be your friend. Don't beat me up. I don't want to fight you. I really don't want to fight you. And I had no idea why people hated me. And so that was a conversation that I took into my life all the way up, even my first marriage. And being that I am a natural nurturer, we have a tendency of attracting narcissists. So what happens is you get these people that, you see, right? I was the only child. Oh my goodness. I was 8 by the time my sister came. And I have a middle sister, but she's adopted. We were adopted by my grandmother. So I got a middle sister in between us. Right. See, so it's like we parallel each other. Like you totally understand. You get me. You get what I'm going with this. So being that you getting this conversation is coming with you all through life. And then you go, and I worked in corporate America 20 years. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we twins. Hey, twin, I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. Where you been all my life? And so going through your life all these years, you have no idea how many grown 5-year-olds are walking this earth today. And the reason why I'm saying 5-year-olds, because do you realize that the most traumatic experience that you have in your life happens before you're 6? Whatever happens to you, good or bad, traumatic or very great, it shapes who you are for the rest of your life if you tend to hold on to that. So if you're this child that was bullied, I was bullied at 6, 7, I was bullied for a long time. My mother stood on her porch. I had to be like 7. This girl was pushing me all across Marquette Road in Chicago, pushing me down the street, pushing me. And my house was seen as I'm walking. I saw my mother standing on the porch, her white pants and her big old white belt she used to whip me with, standing on the porch, her arms crossed. This girl kept pushing me. I did not want my butt whipped. So you know what I had to do? I had to fight her. And this is what my life's been like all my life. So basically, I took on the attitude of fight before someone fights you. I went in corporate America with that. I worked in corporate America. I got a lot of my jobs with this chip on my shoulder. Like, who do you think you're talking to? You are not going to bully me. I was like this with everyone. When I felt that I was being challenged, my tongue went into cutting you up all the way up. I did it up until some years, up until recently, like 2 years ago. Sometimes I get a slip and I have to pull back because I realize at the ground level, my work is to elevate and empower people. I'm not going to, I can't gain anything by making you feel bad. And that's what it was. That's what I got for myself. I felt bad, so I'm going to make you feel just as bad. Because I don't want you to realize that you touched a nerve, so I'm going to get you before you get me. That's pretty much just like what Medea. If anybody know what Tyler Perry's Medea is, you get them before you get got. So you know what I mean? Right. So I came from that. So I had to stop that. I had really realized that that is not edifying to myself and to other people, and I can't attract business. Now, don't get me wrong. I will make myself clear because I've been told, and that's why I went into broadcasting. I was a radio host. I have done speeches and ministry. I've done a lot of different things. I can name a list, but I hosted, emceeing shows, speaking, things like that. And I was told that I have a voice that has not just direction, but I have this power voice. And I never believed it because I hated my voice. For years, I hated my voice. I have to realize that without me being mean or nasty, I can get my point across just by speaking what I want because I get people's attention. So when I realize that I can use my power, my superpowers for good and not evil, I realize that I stopped giving away my superpower in arguments. And I tell people this all the time because it was some post that I put up, and I had someone I felt it coming. He said something really off the cuff, and I was like, wait a minute. And I responded. I said, there's two things that I do not do. I do not argue with fools. I do not argue with children. I won't. I'll let you say what you need to say, but you will not keep saying what you want to say if you're not listening to me. I'm not going to argue with you, but you're not going to bully me. Absolutely. Because I recognize bullies. And hey, here's another thing that's a twist to the story of me being bullied. I grew up in a family full of bullies. I grew up in a family of bullies. I grew up in a very female dominated family. And I have my Aunt Rita. You may see her all over social media, Facebook, website. She's a coach. She started Master Force Academy. Her name is Mushim Su. And if you see her, check her out. She has a book out. She has a book out, Patiently Waiting for Nothing, and another one, New Goddess Agenda. And I'm going to speak more about that on another one because I'm going to start doing some hangouts with the New Goddess Agenda. Anyway, we both grew up in the same family. She's older than I am. She's actually one of my mentors. She's one of my main mentors. And I love her because of this work we've done. It's as if, man, it's amazing. Anyway, we grew up in this female-dominated household. Men had no voice. The men that grew up in our house, they had a voice when it comes to us. If I'm the oldest female, and I was oldest granddaughter, I was responsible for everything. Even if my male cousin, aka adopted brother, was saying something, I had to listen to him, and we were just 2 years apart. If he hit me, I couldn't say nothing. If he punched me, I was crying. I was a crybaby. That kind of thing. And then the women did it. The women coddled the boys, and the girls were made to be strong. So basically, this is something I grew up with. And so I married. I ran away. I'm not running away from home, but I got away from that and then married a bully. I was in an abusive relationship for years. So I married a bully. So then I had to realize I was attracting all this energy that wasn't serving me well. So basically, back to my question, what superpowers are you losing being right? Is it necessary to be right? Do you have to be right? What are you losing? What can you gain from just letting someone else just speak? What are you hearing? We are a mirror. There's times when things like this going to come up. What are you listening? Do you have to cut somebody up with your mouth? Listen, Keisha said, do you have to cut someone up? Is it necessary that you gonna cut them up and let them know that you ain't know this and you not that? It's not necessary, because we understand our power. We embrace our power. We know who we are in here, and we are God created beings, and we're connected to source. People on the outside of us, whatever they say is not necessary. It's just not necessary. It's necessary because they're trying to communicate the way they're feeling, and they're trying to communicate something that they want you to understand, and at the same time they're putting up a fence. So you look at it from being on this end, and when you're speaking and you want to be heard, you're going to say it a certain way. And being that a lot of us, I'm not sure how many are on here that are coaches. If you're a coach, chime in. What do you do? Are you a coach? I think you are so welcome. Yeah, I got this word today because I still had to let go some of the little things, because I've encountered some people, and I've seen it come up today, and there's some things I have to let go because I got really offended by the way someone addressed me, and I'm thinking like, whoa, what is showing up for me? So being that we're in the industry, and like I said, I'm an expert, I do consulting, business consulting. I am a coach, and newly I realized that in the last few months, like, I'm going back into writing, because what I do is absolutely necessary, because I'm, for one, into entertaining the minds of people. So I know that in order to get your attention, let me entertain you a bit. And I'm a writer. I'm a natural writer. So I got books out there. I do poetry, spoken word, and that's how I like to do it. So being that we're in this industry of coaching, a lot of us coaches, we want to hear who you're saying. Look at, see, we are twins. We are twins. Yeah, that is great. I love that. See what I mean? We want to inspire and empower people. And sometimes it's just good to listen. It's just good to hear. It's just good to just let people speak from their heart. Even if it's a little, a little offensive, listen to what is being said instead of reacting to what is being said. Because sometimes, think about it. As I said, I'm going to go back to it. There are a lot of grown 5-year-olds walking this earth that needs to be heard. And what's going on is we have to acknowledge the kid in all of us, not judging them as like, oh, you a kid. No. And thinking like, oh, there go that mentality. No, we have to look at the little girl or little boy inside of someone when they're trying to speak, or if they're not sure how to speak. A personality is pretty much what they adopt, what you adopt from being 5 or 6 years old. That's simple as that. And how we get to tweak it and hear who we are. We are not so mature that we can't connect with our little girl. I have a little girl I nurture. I have several. I have a 5-year-old, 13-year-old. My mother died when I was 13. So I have a 5-year-old I nurture on a daily basis. When she's speaking, want to be heard, and get to yelling at my husband, she wants attention. Then I have the 13-year-old that just like, forget all of y'all, I don't want to talk to none of you. So my 5-year-old is the extrovert. The 13-year-old is the introvert, don't want to be bothered. So basically, you, every day, if you are into working with people, if you're in the customer service industry, if you work in corporate America, you're working with other people, you have colleagues, know that we are all connected. We all in this together. People are trying to communicate just like you are. And if you're on the higher scale of assisting and empowering people, you are more responsible for what you hear. Okay? You're more responsible for what you hear and how you hear it. So if you don't have anything else to, thank you so much for tuning in. That's my mister back there. I remember he's in my space. I'm doing what I normally do. I'm talking. Anyway, so Any questions? You know, if you feel free to give me some hearts. This broadcast will be up for 24 hours. I was gonna record this and put this up on YouTube, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna have this up for 24 hours. I am gonna do a video blog later. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am going to do a regular blog, so you can check that out later. It's Alanda Gregory Visionary Coach. It's on WordPress. Or you can just Google me. Goldie Loves You. I'm all over social media. Follow me on Facebook. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you so much. That's okay. I don't keep up with the hearts and stuff, but thank you to show me that you appreciate it, that you like it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I thank you very much. And I don't jump on here much. I really don't. I had started over a month or so ago doing Goldie's Treasure, the biz tips for entrepreneurs. I had started that, and I realized it was beginning to be too much. I don't want to be one of those periscopers that is on here all day, every day. I do. I think about it. You may see me on something. I'm going to try to keep up with it. I am. When I get inspired, I do it. Thank you so much. So I am going to conclude this. Thank you so much for following me. This broadcast will be up for another 24 hours. And have a great day. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. All right, guys. Later.